Recitation process is a practice of researching and discovering the requirement of a system from users, customers, and other stakeholders. We need to research and explore the requirements, and we will discover them in customers and other stakeholders, where we need to remember that recruitment is once required by these skills. Kailangan natin mag-explore or mag-research tayo sa mga requirements na kinakailangan, or mas maganda kung mas marami tayong mare-recruit na customers or mga stakeholders para mas maging malago yung ating business or ating mga maliliit na business. So dito sa requirement elicitation process, yun na nga, sinasabi dito na we need to research. Kailangan natin mag-research. We need to explore. Kailangan natin mag-explore. And syempre, kailangan din natin yung mga tamang requirements. And dito talaga sa requirement elicitation process, kailangan talaga natin dito yung mas marami tayong mare-recruit, mas malago yung, mas marami tayong kikitain, mas marami tayong ma-recruit, mas lalago ng malaki yung ating business. Business rules. It defines or contains some aspect of business and always resolved to either true or false. It specifically involves terms, facts, and rules. Business rules are intended to assert business structure or to control or influence the behavior of the business. A business policy or rules defines or prevent any aspect of your business. This is a big help to a business because we know immediately if there is wrong in our business and what is right in our business. It influences the behavior of our business or of your business and can easily resolve any problems in our business. Here are some examples of business rules. Pricing calculation, degrees of customer discount, budget approvals, loan releases, benefits offered, establishments of priorities. Dito sa business rules, sobrang laking tulong nito kasi halimbawa merong ang business, tapos nag-compute ka and binusisi mo ng mabuti, ginamit mo yung business rules mo, makikita mo dun yung kung nalugi ka, kung may malibang presyo o may hindi nakapagbayad sa'yo, ganun. So, sobrang big help talaga nitong business rules sa isang business, kasi kung wala ang business rules sa business mo, so para saan pa yung business na ginawa mo, diba? So, isa to sa mga pinaka importanteng bagay sa isang business, yung magkaroon ka ng sariling mong business rules or business policy. And kailangan talaga to kasi dito pa lang ma-apply mo na yung magandang pag-uugali sa isang pagnenegosyo. Use code diagram. It allows you to track the architecture diagram changes in any version control system. So, sa use code diagram, sinasabi dito na pinapayagan ka nitong subaybayan ang mga pagbabago sa diagram ng arkitektura sa anumang sistema ng control sa version. Sinasabi dun na parang kumbaga libre yung pagbago mo ng mga version ng iyong diagram, o malaya kang mag-code ng diagram mo basta tama ito.
Good day, I'm Bradley De Los Santos and I'm going to discuss with the data flow diagram, Jordan Code and Jane Sarson, context diagram, data flow diagram level 1 and 2, the entity relationship diagram, and the work breakdown structure, and Gantt chart.
Data flow diagram. A data flow diagram maps out the overall inputs, processes, and outputs of data in a system. So, basically, it illustrates where the data come from and what are the processes and of course the destination of the data. This is actually important especially if your system is highly database driven. Jordan and Code, Jane and Sarson. Both Jordan and Code and Jane Sarson uses squares that represent external entities, arrows to represent data flow, and rectangles to represent data stores. So in this example, it is most likely no difference. The only difference is their symbol in representing the processes. Jordan Code and Jane Sarson has the same symbol to utilize the external entities, data stores, and data flow. Context diagram. So as in this example, we use basic calculator as demonstration in context diagram. It is very simple. As you can see, we as user when using a calculator, we input number or anything that we wanted to be computed or solved. And the calculator will give us the result of the number of the user that has been given. It is like user gives the system data and the system will give feedback to the user that stores. Next. Level 1 data flow diagram. In this level, there are multiple processes and it highlights the main function of the system diagram. So, kung nakikita nyo, mas madaling maintindihan ito, yung pag-process nito, kaysa sa susunod na i-discuss ko. So, punta tayo sa level 2 data flow diagram. In this level, it is more detailed than level 1 data flow diagram because it is specify each step of the system diagram and possibilities. So, kung nakikita nyo, mas magulo siya kasi maraming processes. Yan. Tapos, bawat step pinapakita niya, hindi kagaya ng level 1 na naka-specific na lang mismo yung mismong highlight detail. So, next. Entity relationship diagram. An entity relationship diagram shows the relationship among entity sets, and set is a group of similar entities, and these entities can have attributes in terms of database management system. An entity is table of attribute of a table in database. So, by showing relationship among tables and their attributes, ER diagram shows the complete logical structure of database. So, this is the example of entity relationship diagram. For this example, there are two entities, the student and college. The relationship between student and college is many to one as college can have many students. However, a student cannot study in multiple colleges at the same time. So, dito makikita nyo there is a relationship between student and college. Next, work breakdown structure. A work breakdown structure diagram is structure and list of all tasks required for a program or project. In a WBS diagram, large complicated tasks are broken into similar components, so the WBS may have multiple level of tasks, and the lowest level components for each task are called packages. So this is the example of work breakdown structure. It is like a schedule list or blueprints that has a lot of different tasks to accomplish one large task. This is the example of how to process tasks step by step in constructing a house. So dito makikita mo mas mapapadali dito kasi na-breakdown na yung mga gagawin mo at saka ano yung mga nakapaloob sa each task na gagawin mo para ma-accomplish mo yung isang large task. So, what is a Gantt chart? A Gantt chart is a project management tool assisting in the planning and scheduling projects of all sizes. Although they are particularly useful for simplifying complex projects. Project management timeless tasks are converted into a horizontal bar chart showing start and end dates, as well as dependencies, scheduling and deadlines, including how much of task is completed per stage and who is the task owner. This is useful for task and or track when there is a large team and multiple stakeholders when the scope changes. So this is the example of Gantt chart. With this with this chart format you with this format you with this chart format you can possibly check on progress with a quick glance. You can easily see a visual display and the whole projects, timelines and deadlines and project phases. So dito nakikita nyo yung mas madali nyo nang mamamark yung mga dates, mas madali nyo nang manonotify. Ayan. So that is it for my report. Thank you for listening.
Quality assurance. Nakapaloob po sa quality assurance ang improvement, satisfaction, business, customer, standard, warranty, and service. Yan. Kailangan po dito ng survey catalog, the most comprehensive proficiency testing program used to evaluate and benchmark performance, accuracy, and test result. Kaya kasama rin na ang shipping and ordering supplement, service program and shipping, and detailed ordering information. Kasama rin dito ang CAP Publication Catalog. The College of American Pathologists publishes high-quality books that are written and edited by recognized experts in pathology and laboratory medicine. Ay meron din ordering deadlines, renewals, and billing payment terms. International Laboratory Program. Ayan. Sunod naman ay what is software quality assurance? Our commitment to quality assurance is evident at every stage of our process to take pride in staying up to date with all accreditation standards and regulation. We offer full microbiological testing and in according with FDA standards. And may 5 parts to yung 5 sure quality. Yung tinatawag na incoming quality control, in process quality control, leave quality control, find quality audit, and customers fresh inspection. Where manufacturing goes here, the manufacturing sector in the Asia region has undergone significant change in the past few years. It has learned on automation both about by digital transformation to enable innovation, faster go to the market, and profitability. The center of this digital transportation regulations and technologies like robotic process automation, all and ML that are transforming mix into change makers. Fujitsu is empowering manufacturing business across Asia region with these technologies that transform their manufacturing plants into smart factories. Meron din 5 mega tribes of digital transformation in manufacturing. Find out the 5 enable forces reshaping the contours of manufacturing and how they will affect demand, production, and technology and personnel strategies. Yung sa software quality assurance plan, makers need to ask themselves how they can continue to rate the intention in the new normal, and how they will ensure the safety of their employees and the resilience of their supply chains. Tapos yung the example naman yan yung mga CAP publication catalog, ordering deadlines, renewals, and billing payment terms, international laboratory program, shipping and ordering supplement, 2021 shipping calendar, 2021 ordering information, 2020 ordering information, 2021 catalog, 2020 catalog.
Hello, magandang araw. Ako nga pala si John Lawrence A. Giling, BSIT 2G. At ang i-discuss ko ngayon ay SQA activities. Ano nga ba ang SQA activities? Ang SQA ang tinatawag natin na Software Quality Assurance Activities. Alamin natin kung ano nga ba talaga ang Software Quality Assurance Activities. Software Quality Assure Activities. Ang tinatawag natin na SQA is simple, a way to assure quality in the software. It is the set of activities which ensure process, procedures as well as standards suitable for the project and implement correctly. Software quality assurance is a process which works parallel to development of software. For example, software quality assurance have number 1, quality management. 2, formal technical reviews. 3, multi-testing strategies. 4, effective software engineering technologies. And the last one is number 5, measurement and reporting mechanism. This is the more example of major software quality assurance activities. Number 1, SQA Management Plan, o ang tinatawag natin na Software Quality Assurance Management Plan. And the number 2 is set the checkpoints. Number 3, multi-testing strategies. And number 4, measure change impact. And number 5, manage good relationship. Software Quality Assurance Standards. What is Software Quality Assurance Standards? In general, SQA or Software Quality Assurance may demand conformance to one or more standards. These standards is based on 7 quality management principles which help the organization to ensure that their product or service are aligned with customer needs. And this is the example of 7 quality management principles. Number 1, customer focus. Number 2, leadership. Number 3, engagement of people. Number 4, process approach. Number 5, improvement. Number 6, evidence-based decision making. And for the last one, relationship management. And this is the characteristic of the morality levels. Level 1, initial. Number 2, manage. Number 3, defined. Number 4, quantitativity management. And number 5, optimizing. Elements of software quality assurance. There are 10 types. The first one is elements of software quality assurance. Number 1, software engineering standards. And number 2, technical reviews and audits. Number 3, software testing for quality control. And number 4, error collection and analysis. Number 5, change management. Number 6, educational program. Number 7, vendor management. Number 8, security management. Number 9, safety. And for the last, 10, risk management.
SQA techniques: reviewing, auditing, functional testing, standardization, code inspection, walkthrough, stress testing, and design inspection. Software quality assurance, as the name says, is a process or a role of a software engineer to make sure there is no concession or slippage occurring in the software application. With respect to the requirement provided by the customer, the 4 phases of software quality assurance are plan, do, check, and act. Where plan is to plan the measure necessarily to keep the application standard in high quality. Do is to the development process that involves and build and testing process. Check is to observe and examine the implementation routes, and act is to act upon the activities required to maintain the application quality. Software testing and deployment. Development. Unit test. Unit testing. Testing specific functionality at the source code level. Local UI test. Local UI testing. Testing UI on a local machine. UNA. Functional test. Testing what a system does by testing the specific artifacts available. Integration test. Test to ensure that application as well as associated components and service function correctly together. Independent UI test. Independent UI test. UI testing done on central web server on non-local machine. Staging. performance and load testing. Testing simulated user behavior and load to make sure a system works as expected as it at scale. System testing. Testing to ensure each components and service within a system are working together. User acceptance. Add HOC smoke test. Smoke testing. Ad hoc test typical done manually to ensure basic functionality of an application works. Production acceptance. Disaster discovery test. Test to ensure the application operates gracefully when large-scale system failures occur. Release. A/B test. Testing two variants of the same functionality for customer reaction. Penetration test. Testing an application for vulnerabilities an attacker could exploit. System and performance monitoring. Testing how an application and core components are performing in the production environment. Software testing is an investigation conducted to provide stakeholders with information about the quality of the software product or service under test.
Functional testing, a quality assurance process and type of black box testing that bases its test cases on the specification of the software component under test. Unit testing. Unit testing is an individual software component or module is referred to as unit testing. Ito yung nag-utilize sa mga white-black method at nakapokus ito sa individual na programming unit. Sa mga individual code, yun. Integration testing. Integration testing of all integrated module to verify the combined functionally after integration is referred to as integration testing. Nakapokus ito sa pag-checking ng data communication purpose. Ang purpose nito is to expose defect in the interaction ng software module. System testing. The entire system is tested according to the requirements of system testing technique. Ni-examine nito ang bawat ginagawa sa integrated software, kung ano yung mga nilagay doon at tinanggal doon. Sanity testing. Sanity testing is to determine whether or not a software version is performing well enough to accept it for the major test of effort. Smoke testing. Whenever a new build is provided by the development team, the software testing team validate the build and ensure that there is no major issue. Nagpa-function ito sa may mga application na ina-allowed kang mag-login ng mga valid username at mga password na kailangan dito sa application na to. Interface testing. The objective of the GUI testing is to available the GUI as per the business requirements. Interface is actually software na nagko-communication ng mga message, so ito ay yung nagiging daan ng communication ng device at ng mga user. Regression testing. Regression testing an application as a whole for the modification in any module or functionally is termed as regression testing. Beta testing. Beta is a formal type of software testing which is carried out by the customer. Itong beta testing na to is kung ano ang mangyayari sa mga software sa inaharap na mga bagong update. Halimbawa sa isang Facebook page, Facebook app, kung ano yung mga bagong lalabas na. Non-functional testing. Non-functional testing is a testing of a software application or system, the way a system operates rather than specific behaviors of that system. Performance testing. Performance testing is done to check whether the system meets performance requirements. Ginagamit ito sa pag-i-interchangeable ng stress at load testing. Load testing. Ito yung tumutulong na makita o ma-maximize ang mga capability ng isang system. Stress testing. Stress testing is done when a system is stressed beyond sa specification sa kung paano magtama ng mga mali. Volume testing. Ito yung nagpe-perform kung gaano kabilis mag-process ang isang system software. Security testing. Ito yung may mga secure na security para ma-authorize ka kung mayroong nag-hack sa iyong account at para ma-avoid sa mga hacker. Capability testing. Dito naman dumaraan lahat ng mga iba't ibang data usage na nagpa-process sa system. Install testing. Nagpa-process ito sa pag-install at uninstall ng mga iba't ibang operating system application. Recovery testing. Dito mo makikita kung paano ang gagawin sa mga nag-crash na application na system. Maintenance. Software maintenance plays an important role to continuous and improve the implement and deployed application. Maintenance software is a part of software development life cycle. Ang main purpose nito ay para makita ng ang mga i-develop para may update ang isang software application na mas mapapadali o mas mapapaganda pa ang old version nito. May 4 na part ang maintenance. Ang una ay corrective. Ito yung nagpipix sa mga errors o nag-observe sa isang software kapag ito ay ginagamit. Adaptive. Ito yung nagpapalit ka ng isang software para maglagay ng panibagong software sa pagaganahing operating system. Effective. Ito yung nagpapalit ng software pero nagdadagdag ng isang function sa isang software. Preventive. Implementing change to prevent the occurrence error.
Hello everyone, my name is Zaidin A. Ramos from BSIT 2G. I was given the topic Ethical and Legal Considerations, Information System Ethics, and Code of Ethics. First is the ethical and legal considerations. Many ethicists approach ethical dilemmas using 4 standards: rights, justice, utility, and care. In the workplace, employees have ethical obligations to their employer, to the public, to the environment, and to copyright holders. Copyright law, which covers the protection of the rights of the author, is often deliberately vague. That said, students need to learn about protections for intellectual property so that they properly protect their company's work and so that they do not misuse work that others have created. Employees should be aware of their right to resist an employer's request or demand that they participate in an unethical action or that they look the other way while others participate. If the employee has exhausted all efforts to prevent or end the unethical practice, he or she is entitled to blow the whistle. Companies face special challenges when they market their products and services to people from other cultures. They need to decide how to deal with situations in which the target culture's ethical beliefs clash with those of their own culture. When U.S. companies export goods and services to other countries, they need to adhere to those countries' federal and regional laws. Technical communicators and technical professionals should abide by relevant laws and appropriate corporate and professional codes of conduct. Tell the truth, avoid misleading readers, be clear, avoid discriminatory language, and acknowledge assistance from others. Next is information system ethics. Ethics refers to rules of right and wrong that people use to make choices to guide their behaviors. Ethics in MIS seeks to protect and safeguard individuals and society by using information system responsibly. Most professions usually have defined a code of ethics or code of conduct guidelines that all professionals affiliated with the profession must adhere to. In a nutshell, a code of ethics makes individuals acting on their free will responsible and accountable for their actions. And lastly, Code of Ethics. A code of ethics is a guide of principles designed to help professionals conduct business honestly and with integrity. A code of ethics document may outline the mission and values of the business or organization, how professionals are supposed to approach problems, the ethical principles based on the organization's core values, and the standards to which the professional is held. A code of ethics, also referred to as an ethical code, may encompass areas such as business ethics, a code of professional practice, and an employee code of conduct. And that's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Danica S. De Guzman from BSIT 2G. The topic that we're going to discuss is intellectual property, copyright, and cybercrime law. So, what is intellectual property? Intellectual property refers to creation of the mind, such as invention, literary and artistic works, design, and symbol, names, and image used in commerce. There's 5 types of intellectual property: patents, copyright, trademarks, trade secrets, and right of publicity. We're going to discuss the first one, patents. A patent is an intellectual property or IP right for a technical invention. It allows you to prevent others from using your invention for commercial purpose for up to 20 years. Here's the example of patent, which is literally explaining the function and the features of its product. Copyright refers to the legal right of the owner of intellectual property. In simpler terms, copyright is the right to copy. So here's the copyright symbol. This symbol usually saw it in a book. A trademark exclusively identifies a product as a belonging to a specific company and recognizes the company's ownership of the brand. So here's the example of trademark. You can see that there is a logo so that buyers can identify what company it's from. Trade secrets are intellectual property or IP rights on confidential information which may be sold or licensed. Here's the example of trade formulas. Information that can be kept as a trade secret includes formulas, patterns, compilation, programs, device, method, techniques, or processes. Some examples of trade secrets include customers, lists, and manufacturing processes. The right to publicity is the right to control the commercial exploitation of a person's name, image, or persona. This is an example of right of publicity. For example, if a child photograph is taken and used to sell toys, that child could claim a misappropriation of the right of publicity. Cybercrime laws are laws that create the offenses and penalties for cybercrimes. Cybercrime describes crime directed at computers, data, or information communication technologies, and crimes committed by people using computers or ICT. The Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, officially recorded as Republic Act number 10175, is a law in the Philippines that was approved on September 12, 2012. These are the 5 types of cybercrime law: phishing scam, identity theft scam, online harassment, cyber-talking, and invasion of privacy. Here's the example of cybercrime law: unauthorized access to or modification of data or application, intellectual property theft that includes software piracy, industrial spying and access to or theft of computer materials, writing or spreading computer viruses or malware.
Hello everyone, I'm John Miguelope from BSIT 2G, member of group number 1, and my chosen topic is e-commerce law. On June 14, 2000, former President Joseph E. Estrada signed into law RA 8792, an act providing for the recognition and use of electronic commercial and non-commercial transactions, penalties for unlawful use thereof, and other purposes also known as the Electronic Commerce Act. This act aims to facilitate domestic and international dealings, transactions, arrangements, agreements, contracts, and exchange and storage of information through the utilization of electronic, optical, and similar medium, mode, instrumentality, and technology to recognize the authenticity and reliability of electronic data messages or electronic documents related to such activities and to promote the universal use of electronic transactions in the government and by the general public. Electronic commerce or e-commerce is a business model that lets firms and individuals buy and sell things over the internet. E-commerce operates in all four of the following major market segments. Number 1, business to business. Number 2, business to consumer. Number 3, consumer to consumer. And number 4, consumer to business. E-commerce, which can be conducted over computers, tablets, and smartphones, or may be thought of like a digital version of mail order catalog shopping. Nearly every imaginable product and service is available through e-commerce transactions, including books, music, plane tickets, and financial services such as stock investing and online banking. As such, it is considered a very disruptive technology. This may not be an overnight substitute for our shopping malls, which still shall remain in the near term as the favorite air-conditioned recreation park of Filipinos young and old alike. Malling is, and shall for a long time, still be a favorite bonding activity. Yet, as traditional companies shift to internet-related activities in their strategy and business plans, online malling for Filipino consumers may become more accepted sooner than expected. It is hoped that, by then, our laws would be sufficient enough and adapt fast enough to protect consumers who shop on the web.
Hi guys, my name is Dennis A. Ruiz from BSIT 2G. At ang aking report ay Emerging Technologies that have been developed and implemented by year 2019 to present. At meron ako ditong siyam na example. Ito yung 5G network, artificial intelligence or AI, autonomous devices, blockchain, augmented analytics, digital twins, enhanced edge computing, immersive experiences in smart spaces, and digital ethics and privacy. Number 1, 5G network. Spain's national 5G plan for 2018 to 2019 stipulates that throughout 2019 pilot projects based on 5G will be developed, resulting in the release of the second digital dividend. Number 2, artificial intelligence or AI. This trend has appeared in all the lineups for a few years now, but everything indicates that this year will be the year it takes off definitively. Number 3, autonomous devices. In respect to the previous point, robots, drones, and autonomous vehicles are some of the innovations in the category the consulting firms Gartner labels autonomous things, defined as the use of artificial intelligence to automate functions that were previously performed by people. Number 4. Blockchain. Blockchain technology is another topic that frequently appears on the end of your list. It has now broken free from an exclusive association with the world of cryptocurrencies. Its usefulness has been proven in the areas. Number 5. Augmented analytics. This trend represents another stride for big data by combining it with artificial intelligence using machine learning, automated learning. It will transform the develop, sharing, and consumption of data analysis. Number 6. Digital twins. A digital twin is a virtual replica of a real-world system or entity. Gartner predicts that there will be more than 20 billion sensors connected to endpoints by 2020, but the consulting firms goes on to point out that there will also be digital twins for thousands upon thousands of these solutions with the express purpose of monitoring their behavior. Enhance edge computing. Edge computing is a trend that relates most especially to the Internet of Things. It consists in placing intermediate points between connected objects. Number 8. Immersive experiences in smart spaces. Chatbots integrated into different chat and voice assistance platforms are changing the way people interact with the digital worlds, just like virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. And number 9, digital ethics and privacy. Digital ethics and privacy are topics that are receiving more and more attention from both private individuals as well as associations and government organizations. For good reason, people are increasingly concerned about how their personal data is being used by public and private sector organizations.
Hi, my name is Carmela Diaz and I am from BSIT 2G. I am here to discuss you about the artificial intelligence. So first, what is artificial intelligence? Well, artificial intelligence refers to the assimilation of human intelligence in machines, which refers to the concept that computer programs can automatically learn from and adapt to new data without being assisted by humans. The goal of artificial intelligence include learning, reasoning, and perception. AI is being used across different countries, including finance and healthcare. When people hear the term artificial intelligence, what they think is the first come to their mind? Well, basically, the first thing that will come to their minds is they will usually think of a robot. That's because big budget films and novels weave stories about human-like machines. So here are some examples of movies where or films where AI is being used. As technology advances, previous benchmarks that defined artificial intelligence become outdated. Artificial intelligence is continuously evolving to benefit many different industries. Machines are wired using a cross-disciplinary approach based on mathematics, computer science, linguistics, psychology, and more. So what do you think is the role of algorithms in artificial intelligence? Well, algorithms often play a very important part in the structure of artificial intelligence, where simple algorithms are used in simple applications. Applications of artificial intelligence. The applications for artificial intelligence are endless. AI can be applied to many different sectors and industries. AI is being tested and used in the healthcare industry for dosing drugs and different treatment in patients and for surgical procedures in the operating room. So here are other examples of machines with AI. First, include computers that play chess and also the self-driving car. Each of the machines must weigh the consequences of any action they take, as each action will impact the end result. In chess, the result is winning the game, and for self-driving cars, the computer system must account for all external data and compute it to act in a way that prevents a collision. Categorization of AI. AI can be divided into two different categories. First one is the weak artificial intelligence. It embodies a system designed to carry out one particular job. It includes video games such as the chess and personal assistants such as Amazon's Alexa and Apple's Siri. So the second one is the strong artificial intelligence. Systems that carry on the tasks considered to the human-like more complex and complicated systems. They are programmed to handle situations in which they may be required to solve problem without having a person intervene.
So, good day everyone. My name is Christian Edward Bisator from BSIT 2G. Ngayon, ipapaliwanag ko kung ano nga ba ang Development ID Programming Language for Artificial Intelligence. So, pag-aaralan natin dito kung ano nga ba yung mga programming language na pwede natin gamitin sa isang AI o Artificial Intelligence. Pero bago yun, para mas maintindihan natin, ay di-discuss ko muna kung ano nga ba ang IDE o Integrated Development Environment at ang Artificial Intelligence. So, yung IDE, sa madaling salita, kapag pinikli natin yun, itong IDE ginagamit ng mga IT, isang tools na ginagamit ng mga professional IT para mapadali yung pagko-code nila o paggawa ng application o software. Pangalawa naman ay ang Artificial Intelligence o AI. So sa panahon ngayon guys, napakarami nang gumagamit ng AI. Isa na dito yung mga may business o yung mga may-ari ng company. Sa halip na gagamit sila ng tao, mag-hire sila ng tao, mas pinipili na nila ngayon na gumamit ng AI o Artificial Intelligence. Kasi nga, para mas mabilis yung pagtatrabaho o production ng isang produkto. So pupunta na tayo sa main topic natin ngayon. Ang IDE. IDE o Integrated Development Environment are tools that allow software developers to write, test, debug, and work with code easier than most universal text editor. An IDE server for the next purpose as code validation, a text editor syntax, highlighting completion, contextual suggesting, debugging tool method and classification resource, management and easy access to help. And ibibigay ko sa inyo yung mga ilang example ng IDE na pwede natin gamitin sa paggawa natin ng isang artificial intelligence. Unahan na natin yung RS Studio. Ang RS Studio ay gumagana sa operating system na Mac OS, Windows o Linux. First release date is December 2019 at ang last release date ay April 2011. So, RS Studio IDE feature. RS Studio is the most feature-rich IDE for the R platform. It is open source but there's also a commercial edition for desktop. Ang susunod naman natin ay ang stated plugin for Eclipse. Ang stated plugin for Eclipse ay gumagana sa operating system na Mac OS, Windows at Linux. First release date is December 2019 at ang last release date ay September 2010. Stated for Eclipse installation. Eclipse is one of the most popular Java IDEs and it allows the installation of plugins to support different programming language. Ang susunod naman natin ay RTools for Visual Studio. Ang operating system din nito ay Mac OS, Windows at Linux. Ang first release date nito ay March 2016 at ang last release date ay March 2017. Getting started with RTools for Visual Studio. No list of the top 10 machine learning IDE candidates will be complete without mentioning this one. Visual Studio is a widely used IDE for net language in C++ and other popular programming language. Ang susunod naman natin ay ang RBrain. Ang RBrain ay gumagana rin sa isang operating system na Mac OS, Windows at Linux. So kung mapapansin nyo, pare-parehas lang yung pinagaganahan nitong mga IDE na to na operating system. Kadalasan ito ang Mac OS, Windows at Linux. O bakit? Kasi ito yung pinaka-popular ngayon na ginagamit ng mga computer sa operating system. Ang RBrain ay may first release date na to sa 2017 at last release date na 2019. Ang sunod naman natin ay ang PyCharm. Ang operating system din nito ay Windows, Linux o Mac OS. First release date 2010 at ang last release date nito ay October 2019. PyCharm is developed by JetBrains, a company that has developed IDEs for different programming language. PyCharm Code Editor provides extensive support for Python. Ang next naman natin ay ang Spider. Ang operating system na pwede mong gamitin na Spider ay Mac OS, Windows at Linux. Ang first release date nito ay 2009 at ang last release date nito ay 2019. So ngayon pupunta naman tayo guys sa mga programming language na pwede nating gamitin sa pagbuo nga ng AI. So, base dito sa papaliwanag ko, nag-research ako ng mga programming language na 2021 o yung mga updated na pwede natin gamitin sa panahon nun. Kasi nga, technology, palago ng palago. Minsan, pabago-bago ng pwede natin gamitin. Pero, ito yung nangunguna ngayon, top programming language na pwede natin gamitin ngayon 2021. Una na dito ay ang Python. Python is the most powerful language you can still read. Developed in 1991, Python has been a poll that suggests over 57% of developers are more likely to pick Python over C++ as their programming language of choice. For developing AI solution being easy to learn, Python offers an easier entry into the world of AI. Ang Python guys ang pangalawa sa second most popular language according to GitHub. Noong 2019 nga sa record ng GitHub, yung Python yung pangalawa sa pinaka-popular. Ang isa pang pwede natin gamitin na programming language dito ay ang Java. Java is considered one of the best programming language in the world in the last 20 years of its use. It's proof of that. Ang isa pa na pwede natin gamitin ay ang R. R was created by George Ihaka and Robert Gentleman with the first version being launched in 1995. currently being maintained by the R development core team is the implement of is. So guys, kapag gagawa tayo ng artificial intelligence, napakarami natin pwedeng gamitin na IDE at mga programming language. So mga sinabi ko na to, isa lamang to sa napakaraming pwede natin gamitin sa paggawa nun.